Hey there, Kevin Wagaman with Momentors. It's St. Patrick's Day when I'm recording this, so happy St. Patrick's Day to you. And we're wrapping up the first quarter of 2026, and it has been an incredibly busy and rewarding first quarter to the year. And I was thinking back to the early part of my sales career when busy didn't necessarily equal rewarding. And it was because I was doing things that really weren't the most effective use of time. And so I think we'll spend a little bit of time on that. And I wanted to share a resource with you that kind of helps you set the tone, or at least show a snapshot of where you are in what I keep going back to are the Forbes categories. So sometimes we set goals for ourselves at the beginning of the year. Sometimes we call them resolutions. Sometimes it's a strategic plan. Sometimes we just have goals and things we want to accomplish. But it's super important to check in with those along the way, not just to necessarily see the results of where you are as we close out the quarter, but also see, are you working at the level necessary in order to achieve the results that you want? So we measure largely the leading indicators, what I call sometimes your momentum builders or true north, the things that really need to happen each week that will lead to the results. And we start measuring the success, the productivity of each week on those things as opposed to the results. And of course, the results will eventually follow. So check out our momentum tracker, our Forbes momentum tracker. I'll give you a link here in this newsletter. And you can print it out where it's actually interactive. You can actually click on it right at the website and create for you where your areas of success are across the Forbes categories. We created it like a wheel, and then you have a section for family, occupation, recreation, body and health, education and personal development, and spirituality. Because the other side of the thing is we want to make sure that we're creating progress and momentum, but we also want to make sure we're aware of where the sacrifices are happening. To have tremendous success in one area will require sacrifices, but at the same time, we don't want to create a scenario where we're making too big of sacrifices in an area. So while we're building the amazing business, or while we're out there, building the incredible body and doing all the exercise thing, that we're not sacrificing too much time with family. We're not sacrificing our spiritual life. We're not sacrificing in areas that really matter. Because in some cases, super success in one area will require sacrifice, but we need to be aware of what that is and make sure that we are correcting areas where we may be sacrificing too heavily. The same thing holds true the other way. I would love to spend all the time with my family and with my faith journey. And at the same time, if I were to do that and check all the boxes as, a scale of 1 to 10, just ringing off 10s in those areas, then occupation, personal development, the other areas may then suffer. So all that to say, check out the resource, use it just as an awareness tool. And if you want to, feel free to share it with me. You can schedule time on my calendar. We can look at it together and see if maybe we could develop a strategy for you to either up the success in some areas or make sure that we are establishing harmony across all the Forbes areas so that we don't burn out, we don't sacrifice family, we don't end up in a situation that we were way too focused on one thing to the neglect of the others. Hey, I hope this quarter comes to a close for you and that you're on track with your goals. If not, I'm happy here to help identify where the gaps are and how we might get you to the other side of it. All right? Thanks for reading.